Ah. Right, let's start again. Can you hear us now? Bloody hell, I've been talking for what? Half an hour? 40 minutes? Oh man, I didn't even realize my microphone was muted. Damn. I've been chattering away, showing off stuff. Right, I might have to cut this video and once it goes. Ah, man, I've just went through the whole spiel of everything. Right. Damn. Uh, oh, man. Right then. This is Sharky from Shar-Kade. So I'll go back through what I was saying, the way I started this here. So what we're offering, right? Cheers for that, dude. I'm glad someone mentioned something because I was wondering why people were coming along, looking, and then leaving because they weren't hearing anything. Yeah, no, that's all right, dude. Right. Oh, man. Oh, I've just spent, what, the past 20 minutes or so chatting away to myself, talking away. I thought, oh, great. I'm not slipping up. I'm doing all right here. And I'm talking to me bloody self. No one can hear us. Right. So this is Sharky from Shar-Kade. So today I've got a special offer on. Okay. We have the PactoTech discount code, lowercase PactoTech, when you go and purchase any of our products. Okay. In our store, any of our arcade systems. So if it's the Ultimate Deluxe control panels, the bar tops, the stand-ups, the 4-player stand-ups, and the 4-player control panels, you will get a PactoTech free upgrade. Honestly, Mason, cheers for that, man. Because I would have done a video, look back at it and thought, what the hell's going on? Right, so you get the PactoTech free. As long as you put in that discount code on checkout, Pacto lowercase, you will, when I come to purchase your parts for your unit, I will offer you that upgrade free. So I'll buy the PactoTech board in for you for free. So the PactoTech, what do you get with it? So if we go to the controller interfaces, you can have a 2-player or a 4-player interface, and you have accessories with that. So you'll get a PactoTech Spec Vision, and that's just a little display that shows off what mode you're in. Basically what shows you what mode you're in and what the board's doing and stuff like that. So that tells you everything you need to know on the display. So if you want to go into disconnect mode and just enable your Xbox controllers, you just press a button, it'll change to disconnect mode. Also with the setup you'll get free is a dongle master, right? That's for wireless Xbox controller adapters and stuff, right? So you won't get the wireless Xbox adapter free, but you can go ahead and just purchase a wireless Xbox adapter and 2 official Xbox One controllers if you wish, and that can be added to your system. Now, I'll put up a sale post for just the controllers and the wireless dongle. Like I say, you do need to use that with the PactoTech kit. You can't use it with the Zinmo kit that we use by standard, because the Zinmo kit has a setup running in the background, external software running in the background to keep the controllers in order. This PactoTech does all that anyways in the board, so it always keeps your arcade controllers in order. So if you want the wireless controllers, you would have to purchase them. You could probably save yourself a couple of quid just ordering them from Amazon. When you get a Shar-Kade unit from me anyways, you do get 2 Xbox wired controllers or Switch style or whatever they are that I can get my hands on at the time. I try and stick with the same controllers if I can. Sometimes they just run out of stock and you can't find them. But you get 2 controllers with it anyways, but if you want the wireless Xbox One controllers, which are nice, real quality controller, you can purchase those controllers rather from Amazon or from me. Save yourself a couple of quid, just order them from Amazon. When you get your machine, you could just use those controls ready. This offer is only for customers that are purchasing now. So any customers that would like to make a purchase now have that offer free. and you're saving yourself about 150, 165 quid, depending on what board you get. You usually get the firmware upgrade tool anyways free. Most customers won't even touch that, won't need to touch the firmware upgrade tool anyways, but that will be sent with your kit free. And then you'll get rather the 2-player or the 4-player kit, depending on what arcade you purchase. So it does have to be the Ultimate Deluxe control panel, the bar tops, the stand-ups. It will not be the sharpshooters. So don't put that code in for the sharpshooters, because you won't receive the Pacto kit, right? I think it takes like a 10p off, because I wanted to do a discount code where I'm not actually giving you money off, I'm offering you a free upgrade, and it was weird trying to navigate through the GoDaddy website to offer that. So I've just put like a 10p off, and then as soon as I see that on your order list with that discount code in, I know to purchase the PactoTech for your kit and set it up with your kit when your unit is built. So what does it do? Right, the PactoTech has a ton of features. Okay, if we take a look at the board, you have a D-pad mode, you have a fast analog mode, a slow analog mode, turbo mode, 8 buttons to 6 button, which probably wouldn't ever be used in general. I have 8 button layout, it's mapped to 8 button layout. Generally you wouldn't disable any controls just to play a 6 button layout, because it would already be working with just those 6 buttons anyways, like MAME and stuff like that. You generally just use 6 buttons for MAME, so that mode isn't probably necessary, but it will be there available on a shortcut key. Now you'd also get with your kit as well is a split button from Thunderstick Studios, right? So what it is it's a round, let's see if I can find it, Thunderstick Studios. Let's have a look, buttons. No, is it button? There. So these buttons here are a arcade button, but it's split. So you would get free, I'd buy bulk of these in, and you'd get free a split button. What would use that split button for is just for disconnect mode and default mode on the controller itself, right? So if we go into our resources and go to the manual on the Pacto website, so you have multiple modes on these. Like I say, for 4-player units, generally it's I have player 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's how I have mine by default. Now you can swap it over to 1, 2, 3 and 4 also. So you can, with the press of and hold of a button, you can swap your arcade controls around whatever order you want. When it comes to, say, you want to play a next-gen PC title and you need analog sticks and stuff like that and extra buttons, you can just press a button, disconnect mode, plug in your Xbox controllers and just use your Xbox controller if you wish. These do support analog mode as well, but most next-gen PC titles, you're not going to use the arcade sticks as an analog control, but you can. With twin stick mode as well, you get a twin stick mode. Basically, well, let's head down twin stick mode. It should have it on the manual somewhere. That's the D-pad. I think I've went past it. Let's head up. Yeah, so twin stick mode. So basically what it does is it makes player 1 left stick, right stick player 1 for player 1, I call it, and player 3. And player 2 and player 4 would be left stick player 2, right stick player 4. Now there is games like what's it called, Smash TV. So Smash TV was a twin stick game, and it is best to play with like 2 analog sticks or 2 arcade sticks rather than the arcade stick and the buttons. It just makes it a lot easier to play, because I think that's how the original arcade was. So you can, with the hold of a button, change it to twin stick mode, so you can use those arcade sticks for the controls anyways. It's not necessarily needed, because you can just map it within MAME for that game. So you can just map your 2 arcade sticks and just map player 3 stick to your movement, and your player 1 stick for your gun shooting. So when you aim up, down, left or right, it's shooting up, down, left, right, diagonal, all that stuff. But it is an option if you want to practice God of War, say, and you want to use it is a twin stick as an analog stick, you can do. I wouldn't probably recommend it, but you can. You also have a fast analog mode as well. Now the fast analog mode is standard. So when you press left, right, up, down, for like say Pac-Man, it'll move up, down, left, right, and so on. It'll go straight into position. Now, sometimes arcade games, if you're trying to play them with an arcade stick, fast mode, it moves too fast, moving left and right. That's why you need sort of a slow analog. With Thunderstick Studios as well, I think them do a analog joystick, or is that the other one? Is it Ultramark? Ultramark might do an analog joystick, which you can set an analog joystick up. It'll go slow analog, so as you walk forward slowly, if you've got a game where you walk forward slowly, it'll go slowly and then push up to full push, if that makes sense. D-pad mode as well. You can change from your analog, which is standard, to D-pad mode. Right now, there's only ever one game I've come across. There might be a couple of games actually where it would only work with a D-pad and not work with the analog stick. Okay, is Tekken 7. Tekken 7's known to work with the D-pad when you're selecting your character. It won't work with your analog. So when I've had to set up my Xinmo controller, I had to map my D-pad as my main movement. The analog, it wouldn't work when you're trying to select your character and stuff. With the PactoTech, you just press of a button, it'll swap from analog to D-pad and off you go. With these boards, they are supported as Xbox 360 Xinput controllers, right? So by default, they'll work on almost all emulators, all systems, all games. If it's keyboard and mouse game, you can put it in keyboard and mouse mode. Now, I did go through a whole explanation just before there of this. I'm so glad, Mason, you mentioned that I was on mute because I was almost finished the video as well. So, keyboard mode, disconnect mode, basically disconnects your arcade controllers, turns them into keyboard keys, okay? And then you can plug in your Xbox controllers, wireless Xbox controllers into your dongle master, and then you can use wireless controllers up to, I think you can use up to 8 Xbox One wireless controllers, right? So, sorry, I've got a message there. Right, so basically, it disables your arcade controls, and then you can sit there with your wireless controller. With the Xinmo controller that I generally use, you can't use wireless controllers. I've got software running in the background, it doesn't work. Now, let's say if you come across a 4-player game that doesn't support Xinput, and it only supports keyboard, right? What I would generally have to do with the Xinmo controller, I would have to create a joint key. I would have to map each and every controller to a button, a keyboard key, right? And then go into the game. Once I've checked, made sure I haven't got double button presses and stuff like that, then I would have to go in and map the controls within the game. With this, it's a press of a button, go in the game and map your controls for that one game. That's it. And that's the keyboard keys all set up for that one game. I think Broforce, a certain older version of Broforce, wouldn't work with Xbox 360 controllers. It would only work with keyboard keys. That game, it would be perfect for you. Just go in. I think the update version does support Xbox controllers, but all you do is just go in, map your controls, and that's it. There's no messing on, where I would have to do stuff in joy to key and in the background with the Xinmo controllers. It's one of the main reasons I want to push maybe more to the PactoTech for in the future. It's just for all support all round, the just perfect bit of kit. Okay, so I thought we might as well offer you that free upgrade. Then I have, say, 5, 10, 20 extra machines with the PactoTech. You're getting a nice free upgrade. And this upgrade is obviously only for customers, new customers, basically ones that are purchasing from today. So if you've bought a machine previously, unfortunately, you're not getting a free upgrade. So if you did want to upgrade your system, your current system, with the PactoTech, I do have a wiring guide up there. It's pretty straightforward. It's easy enough to do. But if you're unsure, you can just get a local electrician or something like that to come in and just wire your control panel. It may cost you maybe 70 quid or something to get someone to come in and wire it all up for you. And you can order your PactoTech straight from the PactoTech website. If a lot of my customers are in Canada and the US anyways, so you can go ahead and purchase direct from Lee in Canada. He's over in Canada, so you can get them pretty quick sent over. I am also pushing the PactoTech more because for Krisscoolmods system, it just works. It works flawlessly. There's no messing on with config, stuff like that. Also, you don't have to go into other games and mess with configs. It's just going to work side by side with Krisscoolmods setup. Yeah, I didn't know actually until Chris put us onto it. I never even heard of the PactoTech. I don't even see many videos of it. But I've got to say, for the boards I have tested in the past, it's one of the best boards out there. It just works. I've tried the iPacks before, didn't like them. The features on the board are just ridiculous. It's when it says ultra low latency, it is. I went with a Xinput controller for that reason, because I found when I was testing games out with a Xinput controller with other arcade controllers, the latency did seem lower, a lot lower. The PactoTech is one of those boards. It works properly, low latency. Like I say, it has full compatibility across Xbox controller support. Most emulators work with Xbox 360 controllers. This just maps with those. Constant player order. Like I was explaining before, the constant player order, press of a button, you can swap your controls around on the fly. You can't do that with any arcade system, or usually with Windows. You can't usually do that. Once you start swapping arcade control layouts and stuff like that, it jumbles up all your controls. You've got to then unplug USBs, plug them back in, and mess on with the USBs and change the IDs of the. You generally got to do a lot of fiddling around. With this, you don't. It's a press of a button. Let's head back to the resources page. So, like I was saying about the layout. Generally, I have player 3, 1, 2, and 4 on my 4-player units. So, by default, it is player 3, 1, 2 in the middle, and 4. That's how generally you'd have your arcade 4-player units. Now, you can change it to 4-player mode, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4 from left to right. Player 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just with the press of a button. No having to go in, reconfigure, change IDs, unplug USBs, plug them back in, anything like that. Press of a button, it changes it. It's just so good, man. So we've discussed twin stick in D-pad mode, and we've discussed the keyboard mode. So you would generally, with those split buttons, you would be going into keyboard mode quite a lot, and going into default mode quite a lot, because obviously on our system there's a lot of next gen titles, all the best quality next gen arcade titles on our setups, Tekken 8, all that stuff. Generally you wouldn't be able to play like Tekken 7 with on the Xinput controller with the arcade controls and then swap straight to the Xbox controllers. I would have to delete profiles on there to delete my 360 CE controller mapping for the Xinput controller. Then you can play with your Xbox controllers. This you don't have to. Press a button, disables your arcade controls, plug in your Xbox controllers, off you go. That's it. You plug in your wired ones or plug in your wireless ones, sync your controllers up, off you go. That's it. There's no messing, no real messing on. You're not having to delete configs and all that stuff. It's all configured for you. Because generally, because it's an arcade, I have standard, the arcade controls for fighting games. That's how I mapped all my system, is the arcade controls by default are for the fighting games. Platform games are the arcade controls. Next gen titles are the Xbox controllers. Driving games are the Xbox controllers. That's how I would generally have it, because with the arcade sticks it's not as good playing driving games. With these boards you can change the mode to slow analog, stuff like that, so you can then play driving games with the arcade controls. It just has so many features, so much, which is just on the fly, no messing around. So we discussed 6-button layout and 8-button layout and stuff, which you probably would never use. Turbo mode is another mode I haven't really tested. I think Chris has, but I haven't tested. I think you can change, like, by default one of your buttons to turbo mode, or you can change to turbo mode and then change whatever button, enable whatever button you want to be turbo mode. It's something I've got to test out my end, but I think Chris done a video of that. But yeah, keeping, what's that? Keeping 1, 2, 3, 4 order is enough to be interested. Yeah, yeah. But I usually have it. I think yours as well that you got off as, mate, is 3, 1, 2, 4, isn't it? That's how I have it mapped. That's how I like it. I like player 1 and 2 in the middle, because that's where you're generally going to stand. You don't often get many 4 people. Been 4 people to play on a 4-player unit. Right, sorry, mate, what's that? Yes, you could choose button turbo mode, pressing when activate the turbo. Yeah, so I thought that, I figured that. I just hadn't tested it fully. But yeah, that's cool, man. So yeah, if you want rapid fire, if you're playing a shoot 'em up and you don't want to have to keep tap, 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 tap and all the time wearing your buttons down for no reason, just set it to turbo mode, you're shooting and all you're doing is moving your ship around. It's that simple. You can do turbo mode with a MAME and stuff like that, but there's no point of that when you have it all on the arcade controls. You've got a nice little display board to show you and tell you what mode you're in, so you're never confused if you're in the wrong mode and stuff like that. It's just great bit of kit. Now, we have shortcut keys. So I'll only be mapping one button to your system, one extra button with a split button. So that's disconnect mode and the default mode. So it just makes life easier, because if you wanted to go in disconnect mode with the shortcut on the arcade control, you would have to hold, where is it, disconnect mode. So you'd have to hold back player 1 and player 2. Now by the PactoTech, player 1 and player 2 is player 3 on my systems and player 1 on my system. So player 3 is 1, 2 is player 1, if that makes sense. So the way the board's laid out, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I'd have 1 and 2, I'd have 3 and 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you hold player back button player 1 and 2 by the PactoTech setup, that would change to disconnect mode. But instead of having to hold that for 8 seconds, because it's an 8-second hold, then count down another 8 seconds, that's 16 seconds you're waiting for it to change the mode. With the button, you just press the button, changes it, 8 seconds, disconnects, that's it. Press the button again, puts it back into default, 8 seconds. So you're not waiting too long. I don't want to have to also set up 20 different buttons or so for all the different modes and stuff like that on the system. So I'm only adding one extra button. If you want to go in the different modes, you would come to the manual here, you'd open up the PactoTech website, or just print this manual off, and then it'll tell you what mode you've got to go in. If you want twin stick mode, if you want 2-player, 4-player mode, D-pad mode, you'd hold for D-pad mode back player 2, so that would be my player 1. So you'd just hold back for 8 seconds, it would go into D-pad mode, that's it. So yeah, ton of cool features. Like I say, you can wire new buttons up. If you're a current Shar-Kade owner, like I say, you can get someone to come out and wire your system for you. So even if you spent an afternoon, you'll be able to wire it up quite easy. I do have a wiring guide up. Now, the PactoTech isn't, I don't believe, too widely known. Um, like I say, I didn't know nothing about it until Chris put us onto it. Um, and I think it does deserve a lot more recognition. Nothing really impresses me much. Over the years, that's why there's certain features I haven't added that other people have added and stuff like that, because if I'm not too impressed, I'm not going to add it. This is basically the next step. And this is the direction I want to take in the future as well. So the reason why I'm offering this as a free upgrade at the moment, it is temporarily. So if you are looking at purchasing, get your purchase in as soon as you can. Like I do say as well, it's first come, first served. Once you put your order in, you go on the list, you're next in that list, on that list. So if 10 people's ordered before you, you've got to wait for them 10 machines to be built before I come get onto your machine. I don't boost people forward for any extra cash, anything like that. It's first come, first served. So if you're late in ordering, that's your last on that list. If you get your order in sooner, then your order, if it's done sooner, it'll be done sooner, and so on. Okay, we do have quite a backlog of orders because we've had a ton of stuff going on in the background with down a worker and all that stuff. So my mouth's dry because I've been talking for nearly an hour and half of it no one's heard it. So right, so that's a PactoTech. Like I say, there's tons of features. It's such a good board. I cannot praise it enough. I honestly cannot. And like I say, you do get the accessories and stuff, so you get the spec vision. One thing I would probably tell Lee is to maybe just bundle it all in one package. Because to be honest, it's not worth having this PactoTech without the spec vision anyways. And the dongle master's well worth it. So what I would probably recommend is if Lee done a whole kit, player 2 kit, player 4 kit with the full kit, and just have that up for easy purchase. Because if you're going to purchase it yourself, you may find it a bit awkward to purchase. And I do recommend Lee get some of these switches, the work quality. And I think he was talking about, I've only spoke to him maybe 3 or 4 times, a handful of times. And I think he was talking about maybe setting up the PactoTech to allow the LEDs to work on those buttons as well, which would be cool. So when you press a button, it changes the color of the LED like it does on the switcher, the gate switcher, because that's all these buttons are from the gate switchers. And I've got to say the quality. So like I say, any of our bar tops or deluxe control panels or stand-ups, the only one the discount code's not going to get you the PactoTech is the sharpshooters. You're not going to get it for the sharpshooter kit. Okay. So where was I before? I mentioned so much in the video before. So much, man. Honestly, I'm so glad Mason mentioned that my mic was muted. Simon, the Techno Parrot Patreon, sorry, my brain's scrambled. The Patreon key, you've got to go and repurchase a Patreon from their website again. Their Patreon went down. So what they've done is your Patreon keys run out and it's not purchasing the following subscription because it got hacked or something. Techno Parrot got hacked and the Patreon stopped working. So all you got to do is just go onto the Techno Parrot website, sign up to their new subscription, and then you'll get the Patreon re-enabled. You'd have to probably put in a new code, so you'd have to deactivate the old code, put in the new code, and off you go. Okay. Yeah, once you've got the funds, dude, just give us a shout. Like I say, we do offer the PayPal, but that's all run through PayPal. It's not run through me. If you wanted to do like a finance option, but it is only a small finance option. It's over so many payments you got to pay it back. Okay, mate. So, like I say, I can't offer full finance because I've got American customers, US customers. I don't want to have to pay two finance companies for orders and stuff like that. Know what I mean? So yeah, if you are interested in the machine and you can't quite afford the full whack straight up, you can maybe, if you go and try and check out and just see if PayPal will offer you a finance option, because on checkout I think there's an option now for finance on the website. Okay, but like I say, I think it's only over so many payments. It's not like pay like £20 a month or something like that. Know what I mean? But no worries, dude. I always like you following his stuff anyways, dude. And if I ever do another giveaway, we'll get you on there, dude. Okay. I should do a giveaway at some point. It's just getting the time. Know what I mean? Sitting down and getting the time to do another one and stuff. But yeah, man. So with Shar-Kade, we are a shop. We're not someone that works out of the garage and stuff. We don't work in the basement. We do have a shop. So if you just follow the road down here on the corner there, we do have our shop there. As you can see, it's got the Shar-Kade logo on the door. And we do have another shop, which is one of my old shops, my first original shop I was in. I think that kid there at the door was a work experience lad that come and done some work experience with us. There's my other shop, that room there, and that's one of my older shops as well. I used to run Reality Creations with your business partner in that shop there, where we've done soldering and PC repair and stuff. But I did start off up in the marketplace here. I did start off with a little market stall and stuff, and then just moved on and got a shop and stuff. Now the market is a big hole. The town's dying, to be honest. But I'd love to turn that market hall, and it's massive, it's huge inside, into an arcade. A Shar-Kade only built arcades, free play arcade. It'd be quality. So that's something in the future I would like to do. It's just trying to get the council to put anything into the town, to be honest, because it is a big open area, big bit of space. So right, that's a business in a ways. So yeah, like I said, I went through all that time, my head spangled. So the PactoTech, like I say, it's Pacto, smaller case, discount code. If you are going to put a Shar-Kade order in, just put that in. If you're going to go with the whole 112 terabytes for the Shar-Kade units, you do have to go to Krisscoolmods website also. So after you purchase your unit, so let's say if you go with a 4-player, let's say for instance you want a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles unit. Any one of my builds as well, you can just select the build. Every design's custom design, so it doesn't matter if you selected a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. When it comes to me starting your build, I'll ask you what design you want, and we'll do a custom design for you. It's no extra charge, none of that stuff. So let's say you want to go with the full shebang, 112 terabytes. You want to go HDMI output, you want the Wii controller kit, you want a 12-inch subwoofer, you want a trackball and spinner, you want the 24 and 32 terabyte add-on, and the 40 and 48 terabyte add-on. That gets you the Retro Beast ready. Okay, that gives you one of Chris's drives, so it gets you the Xbox, the Retro Beast starter pack. Basically, it's only Xbox 360 games, the Xbox and the Xbox Live games. Okay, and then it's got our 40 terabyte add-on, which is another lot of next gen titles. Okay, If you want a 4070 Ti, it is quite expensive. It's a big jump. If you want a 32-inch 4K 144 hertz monitor, it is 1,300 quid extra. You know what I mean? You're looking at about £6 for a machine, all full 4K. If you want to know what 4K is like on the systems, check out me previous videos. I've done some great video recordings of the 4K playback. Chris actually has that unit, and he's reported back everything's quality on it, all running 4K, nice smooth. So you can go all the way up to 144 hertz on our stand-ups. On our control panels, it can support up to 144 hertz. We may have to look into some sort of extension for the control panels and the 4-player control panels to then possibly support the 240 hertz or whatever up from there. But currently they do support the full 60 hertz 4K. And you get nice high frame rates and stuff like that off them. Gameplay is quality. Like I say, you can check my video out on that. And then you don't have to select the PactoTech currently at the moment. If you want to order the system and get the PactoTech, just check out and then type in Pacto. Okay. Once you've purchased your Shar-Kade unit and you've got the 24, 32, 40 and 48 terabyte add-on, we're going to just, you'd have to go over to Krisscoolmods website, and if you want the whole shebang, the full setup, you would then have to purchase, if it's a stand-up, you'd have to purchase a 64 terabyte. If it's a control panel, a 2-player control panel, you would have to order it with a 5-bay caddy as well. So you would need possibly a 5-bay caddy. You would get a couple of bay caddies from me. Oh, sorry, I got a message. Right. So you get a couple of bay caddies from me for the control panels, but if it's a stand-up, they'll be all installed internally. Now, if you want as well, I will offer the, if I go to my store, for the full 112 terabytes, you do need some accessories. Okay. You do need the 112 terabyte ready accessories. So you do need the M.2 SATA 3.0 expansion. Basically, that expands your SATA ports to your drives. I'll probably offer those free for you if you go with the 40 and 48 with the full 48 terabyte add-on from me. And then obviously if you wanted to go with the different brackets, you can purchase the brackets, but I'll add those free anyway. So you'll get some extra stuff free if you want to go the full 112 terabytes. But you would have to prove purchase for the full 112 terabytes, because I'm not going to add your SATA expansion if you're just going to go with the 48 terabyte setup. Okay. So if you, like I say, if you're going to go the whole 112 terabytes, you go ahead, purchase your extra 64 terabytes from Chris. I would then add the extras for free as well. So you get those free off me also. Okay. But like I say, going forward, I am looking at just completely at some point changing over to the PactoTech. There is going to be some customers that have the Xinput controller set up, which at the moment the 32 terabyte, everything else is fully complete. The 40 terabyte, 48 terabyte, the 32 terabyte, I'm just waiting on 2 more games. That's all I'm waiting on. I'll do tutorials for those. I've also been on a few customers' machines, added the new Tekken 8. We're just waiting on Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 6. That's all we're waiting on. Once we've got those games, I'm done with drives. That's it. I'm not doing no more drives for the main arcade systems. The shark shooter stuff like that, I will be updating as we go along. With the shark shooters as well, we do now have a is it on Chris's website at the moment? Has he added it? I'm not sure. So we do have the light. He does have the Beast Light Gun 2 terabyte drive. Now, we have been setting that up with the shark shooters alongside the shark shooters. So you'd be able to load his drive up off my system, whether you order a sharpshooter with Chris's 2 TB add-on onto it. So you could buy his 2 TB drive, plug that into your sharpshooter, and just get the update set up off us. And then you can use every type of gun on the sharpshooter. So you can plug in your gun for IR if you want. You can swap between using the alien fixed guns and the other light guns and stuff like that. So you can swap between Chris's drive and my drive, so you can have an all-in-one arcade shooter, the ultimate arcade shooter. So with Chris's drive, we have gonna have that running alongside. Or if you wanted just a 3 TB, I'll get Chris to post up the 3 TB add-on. So you buy the sharpshooter from me, okay? I'd probably do a discount code for Beast Light Gun, okay? So I'd do like a Beast Light Gun discount code. You purchase a 3 TB from Chris, and that'll only be for Shar-Kade owners, okay? You'd have to prove to Chris for that 3 TB drive you're a Shar-Kade sharpshooter owner. So basically, once you purchase your sharpshooter, you could go to Chris, purchase a 3 TB drive. So it'd come in M.2, 3 TB M.2. You can plug that 3 TB M.2 into your machine, and then you'll have the Shar-Kade and the retro Beast Light Gun set up all in one. That's something we're working on at the moment. So like I say, you would have to purchase that, you would have to prove that you're a Shar-Kade sharpshooter owner. Chris isn't going to send my setup off to anyone, just to anyone, okay? If you want those alien fixed guns set up, you are going to have a Shar-Kade unit, okay? So I think that's it. I think I've explained everything I did explain. I might have missed a few things. I'd like to thank Mason again for telling us about the audio being off. So what I'll have to do is I'll end the stream, and then I'll probably just go on and cut the first 45 minutes or whatever it was of the video off the end. You up to 86 TB storage, are you guys? Which one's your unit made? Oh, the Resident Evil stand-up. What have you upgraded to about 86 TB? What have you done? Just added other drives to it, eh? And just added your own stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to shoot off anyways, guys, and everyone else. External USB caddies. Yeah, it's always better internally, though, if you can. If you can put them internally, it's always better. A lot faster read speeds and stuff. What sort of games you got on there, dude, before I end the stream? You just been adding PC stuff and that, was it? Yes, so I'm going to end the stream there anyways, but send us a message. I'll be interested in what you've done to the setup, dude. Okay, man. So make sure you like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell. Make sure you also go ahead and check out the PactoTech website. If you don't own a Shar-Kade unit and you're building your own arcade unit, like I say, I do highly recommend you purchase a PactoTech board. They are quality bit of kit. Like I say, I don't think Lee gets as much recognition out there. Like I say, I didn't even hear about the PactoTech until Krisscoolmods put us onto it. You know what I mean? So yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch us in the next one. Bye.